Welcome to Ganjanit Current Affairs section. So today in the past week section, we have come up with some important international events. This will be for the past week, that is October 19 to October 25. So before we move on, let us see which are those important international events at a glance. India-US will have 2+2 ministerial dialogue. UN nuclear weapons ban treaty to enter into force. Britain signs their first major post-Brexit trade deal with Japan. First chairman of newly formed Bangladesh-India Mediators Forum named. EU awards Human Rights Prize to Belarus opposition. EU Environment Minister struck a deal on climate law. Israel and Sudan agreed to take steps to normalize ties. Vatican-China extend Bishop agreement over US opposition. India-born US judge Amit Mehta assigned Justice Department's lawsuit against Google. Before we move on, please like and subscribe our YouTube channel Ganjanit. We would look for your comment. India-US will have 2+2 ministerial dialogue. So what is this 2+2 ministerial dialogue? This will entail a comprehensive discussion on cross-cutting bilateral issues between these two countries of mutual interest. So as a part of this dialogue, US Secretary of State Mr. Pompeo and US Defense Secretary Mr. Esper will have their meeting with our External Affairs Minister Mr. S. Jayashankar and Defense Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh. This mechanism was announced by US President Trump and PM Modi during their first meeting in 2017. The first such dialogue was held in Delhi in September 2018 and second one in Washington in December 2019. Here to note that this is actually replaced the India-US Strategic and Commercial Dialogue, which was announced by the then US President Barack Obama and PM Modi in 2015. Next one is on Nuclear Weapons Ban Treaty. United Nations has announced that 50 countries have ratified a UN treaty, the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, TPNW in short, to ban the nuclear weapons. So this will come into force in 90 days as 50 countries have already ratified. TPNW was approved by the 193-member UN General Assembly on July 7, 2017 by a vote of 122 in favor. The 5 nuclear powers and 4 other countries, India, Pakistan, North Korea and Israel, boycotted negotiations and the vote on the treaty. Setsuko Thurlow, a survivor of the 1945 Hiroshima bombing, has been an ardent campaigner for TPNW. This 50th ratification came from Honduras on 24th October, which is the 75th anniversary of the ratification of the UN Charter, which officially established the United Nations and is celebrated as UN Day. However, the US has written to the treaty signatories that the 5 original nuclear powers, US, Russia, China, Britain and France, along with the NATO allies, stand unified in their opposition to this TPNW. Britain signs their first major post-Brexit trade deal with Japan. So this is their first big post-Brexit deal on trade. Through this deal, 99% of the exports to Japan would be tariff-free. So how this will help Britain? In the long run, this could increase trade by 15.2 billion pounds as compared to 2018. So this deal will now remove Britain's tariffs on Japanese cars in stages to 0 in 2026, which will be same as in the Japan-EU trade agreement. Both the countries will work together to make the deal come into force from January 1, 2021. In this, Britain has shown interest in joining the 11-member Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership (CPTPP) Free Trade Deal. In this CPTPP, Japan is already a member and they have welcomed Britain's interest in joining this CPTPP free trade deal. A new forum, the Bangladesh India Mediators Forum, was set up on October 22. Why this forum is formed? This forum is formed to promote the bilateral working environment between the neighboring countries with the aim to advance local and regional learning of strategic conflict management and dispute resolution through mediation process. India's GYV Victor will be the first chairman of this board, who is an expert on international marine, dredging, port construction, and a noted arbitrator and mediator. In the last week, European Union awards Human Rights Prize to Belarus opposition. So this award has been given to the Belarus opposition movement and its leader for the challenge to their president Alexander Lukashenko's long hardline reign. Mr. Lukashenko won his sixth term in office, which is widely seen as a rigged election. European Parliament President announced this 2020 Sakharov Prize laureates. This EU award, named after Soviet dissident Andrei Sakharov, was created in 1988 to honor individuals or groups who defend human rights and fundamental freedoms. Last year winner was economist Tohti for his work defending China's minority community. Next one is on a historic deal on environment. European Union environment ministers struck a deal on climate law. So, what is the significance of this deal? This deal is trying to make the target of EU's 2050 net zero emissions legally binding. So, this landmark climate change law will form the basis for EU's plan to slash greenhouse gas emissions. So, what will happen through this deal? This deal will fix in law the EU target to reach net zero emissions by 2050, and it will also define the rules for reviewing progress towards climate targets. This deal was struck at a meeting in Luxembourg, and all the 27 members supported the bill. Now, the European Parliament, together with the EU countries, must agree the final law to make the target binding on each country. So, we need to closely observe this deal and how it will come into shape in terms of the environment interest. So, what is the impact of this deal on the EU carbon market? If we see, the price of permits in the EU carbon market climbed by more than 5% in anticipation of this deal. Now, these EU climate targets are expected to further tighten the supply of permits in the carbon market. In another historic event, Israel and Sudan agreed to take steps to normalize ties. Now, Sudan has become the third Arab government to set aside hostilities with Israel. In the last 2 months, earlier UAE and Bahrain made the agreement with Israel. US President Donald Trump sealed the agreement with Israel Prime Minister and Sudanese Prime Minister and their transitional council head. Here to note that there is a change in government in Sudan. This process is going on. It's in transition stage. US President's recent decision to remove Sudan from the US list of state sponsors of terrorism paved the way for accord with Israel. The next one is on Bishop Agreement. The Vatican City and China extend their Bishop Agreement over US opposition. This agreement Surprisingly, this hasn't ever been published, and this envisages a process of dialogue in selecting bishops. The Vatican City signed it in 2018 as it was hoping that it would help unite China's Catholics, as the Catholics in China were split into two groups. One is official state-sanctioned church, and another is underground church loyal to Rome for last 7 decades. India-born US Judge Amit Mehta assigned Justice Department's lawsuit against Google. The Department of Justice recently filed a civil antitrust lawsuit in the US District Court to stop Google from unlawfully maintaining monopolies through anti-competitive and exclusionary practices in the search and search advertising markets. Google, here to note that they are one of the wealthiest companies on the planet with a market value of $1 trillion, as they are the monopoly gatekeeper to the internet for billions of users and countless advertisers worldwide. Google has accounted for almost 90% of all search queries in the US. According to Justice Department, Google has used anti-competitive tactics to maintain and extend its monopolies in search and search advertising. Mr. Mehta, who was appointed to the United States District Court for the District of Columbia on December 22, 2014 by former US President Barack Obama, has been assigned the Justice Department's lawsuit against Google. So we need to closely watch this case, as it will be a significant thing for Google. We hope you like all these events, and thank you for watching this international events. We look for your comments. Please subscribe our YouTube channel Ganjanit. Also, you can like our Facebook page and Instagram handle. Thank you.